कृष्ण चैतन्य चरितामृत 22 text 161. मध्य लीला 16 चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला टेक्स्ट 161. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो महाबदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतस्वे नमः. श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्टम स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय गौर भक्तवृंदा. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय गौर भक्तवृंदा. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैता चंद्रा जय गौर भक्तवृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरा निताई बोलो रे सवाई. वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरा निताई बोलो रे सवाई. वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरा निताई बोलो रे सवाई. कृष्ण बलराम Krishna has many types of devotees. Some are servants, some are friends, some are parents, and some are conjugal lovers. Devotees who are situated in one of these uh, situate, attitudes of spon- spontaneous love according to their choice are considered to be on the path of spontaneous loving service. My dear mother, Devahuti, O emblem of peace, my weapon, the disk of time never vanquishes those for whom I am very dear, for whom I am the spiritual, whom I am the super soul, son, friend, spiritual master, well-wisher, worshipable deity, and desired goal. Since the devotees are always attached to me, they are never vanquished by the agents of time. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again to those who always eagerly meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a husband, son, friend, brother, father, or intimate friend. In one engages in spontaneous loving service to the Lord, his affection for the lotus feet of Krishna gradually increases. In the seed of affection there is attachment which goes by to names Rati and Bhava. The Supreme Personality of Godhead comes under the control of such attachment, that by which one can attain loving service to the Lord I have described in detail as the execution of devotional service called Abhideya. My dear Sanatana, I have briefly described the process of devotional service in practice, which is the means for obtaining love of Krishna. It cannot be described broadly. Whoever hears this description of the process of practical devotional service very soon attains shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna in love and affection. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Dasa narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 23. Life's ultimate goal, love of Godhead. The most munificent Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Gaura Krishna distributed to everyone, even the lowest of men, his own conditional confidential treasury in the form of the nectar of love of himself and the holy name. This was never given to the people at any time before. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto him. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continue now here, O Sanatana, about the result of devotional service, which is love of Godhead. Life's ultimate goal, one who hears this description will be enlightened in the transcendental melody of devotional service. When affection for Krishna became deeper, one attained love of Godhead in devotional service. Such a position is called Asthai Bhava. Asthai Bhava. Permanent enjoyment of the melody of devotional service of Krishna. When devotional service is executed on the transcendental platform of pure goodness, it is like a sun ray of love for Krishna at such a time. Devotional service causes the heart to be softened by various tests and one is then situated in bhava emotion. Bhava emotion has two different symptoms, constitutional and marginal. Now, my dear Sanatana, listen to the symptoms of love. When one develops an unflinching sense of ownership or possess, possessive, possessiveness in relation to Lord Vishnu, or in other words, when one thinks Vishnu and no one else to be the only object of love, such an awakening is called bhakti, devotion. Exalted persons like Bhishma, Prahlada, Uddhava, and Narada, if by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he being to associate with devotees. When one is encouraged in devotional service by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing. When one is freed from all unwanted contamination, he advanced with firm faith. When firm faith in devotional service awakens a taste for hearing, and chanting also awakens. After taste is awakened, a deep attachment arises, and from that attachment the seed of love for Krishna grows in the heart. When the ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it is called love of Godhead. Such love is life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. In the beginning there must be faith, then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Thus one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the regulative principles. Gradually emotion intensifies, and finally there is an awakening of love. This is the gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is gradually pleasing to hear in that association if one hears from devotees the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. If one actually had seed of transcendental emotion in his heart, the symptoms will be visible in his activities. That is the verdict of all revealed scriptures. When the seed of ecstatic emotion for Krishna fructify, the following 9 symptoms manifest in one's behavior: forgiveness, concern that time should not be wasted, detachment, absence of false, prestige, hope, eagerness, a taste of chanting the holy name of the Lord, attachment to descriptions of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, and affection for those places where the Lord resides, that is a temple or a holy place like Vrindavana. These are all called anubhava. Subordinate things of ecstatic emotion. They are visible in a person in whose heart the seed of love of God has begun to fructify. If love for Krishna in a seeding state has fructified in one's heart, one is not agitated by material things. O Brahmanas, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul, and let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way, for I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird, or whatever magical thing the Brahmana created bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. Not a moment should be lost. Every moment should be utilized for Krishna or connected with him. With their words, they offer praise to the Lord. With their minds, they always remember the Lord. With their bodies, they offer obeisances to the Lord. Despite all these activities, they are still not satisfied. This is the nature of pure devotees. Shedding tears from their eyes, they dedicate their whole lives to the Lord's service. In the material field, people are interested in material enjoyment, mystic power, and sense gratification, but these things do not appeal to the devotees at all. King Bharata was very eager to attain the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is called Uttama Shloka, because poem and prayers are offered to him for his favor in his youth. King Bharata gave up his attractive wife and children, as well as his beloved friend and opulent kingdom, just as one gives up stool after passing it. Although a pure devotee, standard is above all, he still considered himself to be in the lowest stage of life. King Bharata always carried affection for Krishna within his heart. Although King Bhagiratha was the crown jewel of kings, he was still wandering about and begging alms in the city of his enmities. He was even offering respects to Candalas, low class men who eat dogs. A fully surrendered devotee always hopes that Lord Krishna will be kind to him. This hope is very firm in him. O my Lord, I do not have any love for you, nor am I qualified for discharging devotional service by chanting and hearing, nor do I possess the mystic power of a Vaishnava, knowledge or pious activities, nor do I belong to a very high caste family. On the whole, I do not possess anything still, O beloved of the gopis, because you bestow your mercy on the most fallen. I have an unbreakable hope that is constantly in my heart. That hope is always giving me pain. This eagerness is deeply characterized by an ardent desire to associate with the Lord. O Krishna, O flute player, the sweetness of your early age is wonderful within these three words. You know my unsteadiness, and I know yours. No one else knows about this. I went to see your beautiful, attractive face somewhere in a solitary place, but how can this be accomplished? Due to having great relish for the holy name, one is inclined to chant the Hare Krishna mantra constantly. O Govinda, O Govinda, this youthful girl named Radhika is today constantly pouring forth tears like nectar falling from flowers as she sings your holy names in a sweet voice. At this stage of bhava, a devotee has awakened the tendency to chant and describe the transcendental qualities of the Lord. He has attachment for this process. O my Lord, the transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet, and his face is even sweeter than his body, but his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is sweeter still. A devotee absorbed in ecstatic emotion for Krishna always resides in a place where Krishna's pastimes were performed. O Lord Pundarikaksha, while chanting your holy name with tears in my eyes, when shall I dance in ecstasy on the bank of the Yamuna? These are the symptoms of a person who has developed attraction bhava for Krishna. Now let me describe the symptoms of a person who is actually elevated to love of Krishna. O Sanatana, please hear this from me. Even the most learned man cannot understand the word activities and symptoms of a person situated in love of Godhead. Even a most learned scholar cannot understand the activities and symptoms of an exalted personality whose heart love of Godhead has awakened.